welcome to The Truths. I'm Russell Brand. I'm host of The Truths. It's true news. News you can trust. You can't trust the other news. It's lying to you. It's got its own agenda. We all love a bargain, don't we? Oh, give us a bargain, give us a bargain. But what if the cost of that bargain is your very soul, human kindness and freedom? Let's learn more about Walmart and how they're destroying our planet and the lives of their workers and of everyone they come near.
Walmart bracing for massive protests on the biggest shopping day of the year.
He's got an interesting voice for Walmart. I think he sounds a bit like that Dr. Lobster from Futurama.
Hooray! I'm useful!
Walmart is the biggest corporation in the world. It's bigger now than ExxonMobil. It makes $220 billion a year. It makes more in revenues than the entire gross domestic product of Israel and Ireland combined. Don't know why it was those two countries. Haiti plus Israel plus Mexico divided by Ecuador, and that's how much Walmart earns. They make $7 billion a year in profits. It's one of the most profitable entities on the entire planet. Of the 10 richest people in the world, 5 of them are from the Walton family. So the 10 richest people in the world could all live together in one small flat. I bet they fucking don't know.
Workers of the largest private U.S. employer are planning to hold protests against their low wages across 1,600 stores on Black Friday.
What's worrying, I think, is that Walmart has got a load of money, right? I think this is where the problem comes down to. Like, you can get all confused by all these numbers and GDP this and, unfair that. But the reality is they've got loads and loads of resources and they're paying their workers terribly. The average, 70% of Walmart workers are earning less than $11,000 a year because they only work 28 hours a week. That's considered full-time work there. Now that'd be alright if I think 28 hours should be a full-time working week. But if you've got that amount of resources, and then you should be paid properly for it. Don't be ridiculous. Do you know how hard it is to keep 5 members of the Walton family in the top 10 richest people in the world? Have you any idea how hard we work to keep in that top 10?
Our Walmart, a labor group representing workers of the U.S. retailer, say that the upcoming demonstration will be the biggest one. It's scheduled for the day after the Thanksgiving holiday.
Our Walmart is an interesting campaign and certainly one we should support. It's quite hard to support it because their website is called forrespect.org if you want to learn more about the Our Walmart campaign, which is Walmart workers protesting against the conditions under which they work.
They were protesting against low wages and what they say is the company's retaliation against staff who seek better working conditions. But Walmart denies any revenge practices.
Have you looked at Walmart's logo? It's a big beaming shining sun, presumably the meaning that Walmart we're meant to think of as a life-giving force that provides us all with light and nurture. But the reality is it's a great powerful entity at the centre of a system and we all have to gravitate around it, whether that's other businesses, there's 65,000 suppliers who are all forced to slash wages to meet Walmart's draconian demands, or whether it's their workers. Walmart's slogan as well is save money, live better. Who? Us! It's not you, like, they were saving money. We save money by not paying the workers. We save money and now we live better. For example, I got a fucking great castle. Oh, well done. It's not you, the customer, that's saving money and living better. You are paying a huge price because you're living in tyranny.
The protest plan comes after 23 people were arrested outside the LA area Walmart on Thursday.
I'm afraid we're going to have to arrest you. Why? For simply standing up for yourselves. But the good thing I will say about Walmart is it's really good for the American economy. Because remember their famous We Buy American advertising campaign. That had to be dropped because we found out that Walmart is the largest importer of Chinese-made products in the world, buying $10 billion worth of merchandise from several thousand Chinese factories.
Nearly 24 local Walmart workers protesting working conditions were arrested tonight. Some of the workers put tape over their mouths and sat down in the aisles at a store in Baldwin Hills.
How are workers treated in this way? Because you would think thousands and thousands of Walmart employees would be able to confront just 5 rich people. Well, they can't because Walmart is opposed to unionisation, reads a company guidebook for supervisors. We're opposed to it. Why are you opposed to unionisation? Oh, well, we just don't like the word. Is it because when people are in unions, that's one of the only ways that working people can confront tyrannical power? Yes, that's right. We don't want them ever confronting them. Remember, we gotta stay in the top 10. It's like you guys don't want us in the top 10.
Others blocked an intersection outside the Pico Rivera on Washington Boulevard. When they refused orders to move, 23 were arrested.
It's worth noting how jolly these protesters were, all these people. So it shows you what activism can do and what direct action can do for the human spirit. And that's what we've got to do. This is the perfect example. So we should support our Walmart with its confusingly named website, forrespect.org. This is something that we can all get involved in on a little level, but if you happen to be near a Walmart, if you happen to be an American person who knows one of the thousands of exploited Walmart workers, you can support them in a more direct way.
No need to rush out at the crack of dawn for the best deals this Black Friday. Walmart is dragging out shoppers' holy day of super savings for 5 days. Heath, does it have the same impact if they drag it out?
The only thing they're discussing is whether or not the festival is going on for too long, rather than questioning that a pilgrimage of capitalism has found its way to the forefront of American cultural life. What the hell is going on? Obviously workers need to be able to unionise. Obviously there needs to be restrictions on financial markets. Obviously there needs to be taxation on wealth. The only people that would disagree with those kind of ideas are the people that benefit from those ideas never seeing the light of day, because they are bleached out of existence by the bright blazing sun of Walmart's tyranny.
I think their philosophy is that the customers want this, and so that's why they're extending their shopping hours.
Look, guys, the customers want something, and we at Walmart want to provide for the customers. The customers are irrelevant cattle. That's how they regard us. They don't think of us as like, how can we help you guys? Because if they did, they'd be thinking, well, how can we be responsible to our community businesses? How can we be responsible to the people that work for us? How can we be responsible for our environment? None of those things are even a vague consideration.
It surprises me to this day that the retail industry doesn't understand why people camp out at their stores. It's not about the deals. I mean, the deals is what people talk about. I mean, they go and they try to get the best possible deal on the TV. They go there because it is a tradition for Thanksgiving.
It's a tradition. You remember how lucky we are to have taken this land from the apparently peace-loving and connected people that were here before? I do, and I enjoyed the pumpkin pie and turkey, yeah. But will our experience be complete without us sleeping out on some tarpaulin in a high street on the off chance of getting a bargain from some people living in near slavery? You're right. Let's go sleep outside Walmart.
I mean, you get together with your friends, you camp out, you get famous, you get on the news.
I remember when the Jackson 5 first came to prominence, sleeping outside of Asda's.
The truth is, though, that fewer and fewer people are doing it every year. I mean, the numbers are down.
Thank God people are beginning to realise that it's a bloody stupid thing to do. One of the things that Walmart does to communities is because it offers prices that you can't compete with if you run a local business, because it don't pay its workers, it don't pay its manufacturers, it don't pay the slaves in China properly. It means that pharmacies, groceries, hardware stores and other small businesses in the area have to raise prices and then themselves are challenged, can't employ as many workers. So like it has a terrible negative impact on local businesses, makes them unable to compete. And they don't even create jobs. By crushing local businesses through these unfair practices, they eliminate 3 decent jobs for every 2 terrible Walmart jobs that they create. What it is, Walmart, is a power aggregator. It's sucking in, like the sun that it uses as its logo, all of the power into its massive gravitational centre and then distributing light as it sees fit, being sure to keep the majority of wealth and power at its centre for them 5 people in the rich list. Its effects go way beyond what we can immediately see. Yes, we get bargains. Yes, we all get the lovely tradition of sleeping outside Walmart the day after Thanksgiving. But what we need to also consider is the workers being ripped off. People are being ripped off around the world. There's a terrible ecological price to pay. It's destroying local businesses, destroying local jobs. Is that a price worth paying? Is that a price worth paying this Black Friday? If you think it is, by all means camp outside. If you don't, support the Our Walmart campaign. Go to, one second, excuse me, forrespect.org and support that campaign. These companies have become like giant astronomical bodies, intimidating us and crushing us. The only way we can confront them is through creative direct action and by ourselves taking a degree of personal responsibility. We're not going to be perfect, we're not perfect, but we can do a lot better than a company whose priorities are keeping 5 members of the same family in the top 10 richest people in the world at all costs, destroying communities, jobs, nations as they go. We have a duty to oppose that. That is the truth. That is some true news. Subscribe here.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Truths is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some truths. Let's have some truths.